Welcome to Texas. We are here for the 9th round of the WSRL, the Western States Racing League. As you can see, they are ready to go and ready to start racing here at Texas. And we're starting a bit late this evening. Had a bit of a technical issue. No thanks in part to one of my broadcast partners, but there we go. It is what it is. But anyway, let's go straight to the race here, shall we? As we are looking at the field here, just getting ready to go here. We won't have time to go through the grid as Schmeier is ready to go. He is on the pole for this one here, Frank.
Yes, and thank you for that warm welcome. I know we're in a little bit of a rush right now. I know we're in a rush right now. Yeah, but Jeff Schmeier set that time with about 45 seconds left in qualifying. So he put it in right at the death. And Sam, take it for the start.
As the green flag comes out, we are racing here live from Texas. And Schmeier off to a fast start already as they fly off into turn one. Let's see how he can handle it as they make their way through turns 1 and 2. And it's going to be Carl Burke into second place. Great time for him in qualifying. Very well done for himself. Rob Gall, who's had a difficult couple of races the last couple of weeks, really showing what he's made of on the bigger tracks. And the three usual suspects right behind him, and Jeff Hollingsworth, Sean Signore, and Brian Barnes right there, Frank.
Yeah, and the guys who are sitting second, third, and fourth right now are the only guys to get into the 29.6s during practice. Only two of them being Schmeier, and Hollingsworth were the only two to get into the 29.8s. So there's a lot of speed up here and a lot of guys that are very close with each other on pace.
As they come down through the quad oval to complete the second lap of 134 here, a much longer race than what we normally get here with WSRL. Rob Gall falling back to P5 now, as Hollingsworth and Signore just dispose of him very quickly. And already Jeff Hollingsworth up to second place, and here comes Carl Burke trying to take it back again. I'm thinking Hollingsworth is going to try and avenge that loss he had last week in that epic battle he had with Brian Barnes.
Yeah, it was an incredible battle as he's going right for the lead here on Schmeier. He's going to have that inside line around that widened turn one. Now, back in 2017, when this track was repaved for the fall race, they made that turn one area, they made that turn 1 and 2 20 feet wider. So now it's a total of 80 feet wide, and they deadened the banking a little bit. A lot of guys still prefer turn 3 here. The cars turn better through turn 3 as Schmeier goes back on the attack here. But turns 1 and 2, if you can get turns 1 and 2 right here, you're going to be very quick because tires will die in turns 1 and 2. 3 and 4, not so much. But Signore makes it 3 wide going into 3.
Big move there by the man in the 17, and he gets it done. Completely gets it done as he comes out of turn 4. Fantastic move there by Signore, and we've seen him make those moves on the short tracks. He's looking pretty capable on these larger tracks now as well.
Yeah, Schmeier and Hollingsworth almost got into each other going through turn 4 as they're still side by side. But yeah, Sean Signore had a big run coming down the back, and he took it. I think that's the 53 of Carl Burke in the wall down the back.
Yeah, it was. Carl Burke just kept running a bit wide there out of turn 2 and just having nowhere to go but hit the wall. But he's carried on pretty well. He's filed in right behind Rob Gall. He's keeping Brian Barnes right behind him as well. Bob Beltrami up there in the top 10 once again. Charlie Woods in P9 and Dennis Fusen in P10, just ahead of Troy Campbell, who I believe is the new face in this league.
I believe so. Now, I wasn't here last week due to work, but I don't remember seeing him back at North Wilkesboro for the first race we did here.
Yeah, Marty Ray, we've seen him before. Eric Woods, we've definitely seen him before, as we see that beautiful play on his name being transferred onto his truck there with the wood panel paint scheme. Paul Hoffman right there in P14. There's Brandon Souls. That's Another new driver there in the Trump 2020 76 there. Wayne Fleet in P16. DB Bowman. Now, DB Bowman is an interesting one for me. Always likes to put on the big runs, but doesn't always pay off there for the 77.
Yeah, no, and he's right on the back of Wayne Fleet in the 6 here. He's trying to push him along as much as he can. He started in 16, so he's lost one position here. Going to try to work his way back up through the field.
Now to make their way through turns 1 and 2. But back to the front though, Sean Signore still trying to shake off Schmeier, who's made his way back up to second place now. Jeff Hollingsworth back down to third, and look who's up into P4. Bentley Glazer coming out of nowhere and posting it in the top 5.
Yeah, we know what Bentley Glazer can do. If you watch the Paskey's Cardiac Series here on ESPN these last 2 weeks, he's been dominant over there, so we know very well what Bentley Glazer can do. Me firsthand.
Absolutely. Hey, you got a good top 10 last night. You got nothing to complain about.
I did at a track that I cannot stand. So maybe next week at a track I can halfway tolerate.
Well, yeah, next week we go to a track that nobody can stand. But anyway, we're off to Las Vegas next Wednesday. Make sure you check that one out. As Jeff Hollingsworth, we just saw there, move his way back up to second place now. Is right on the back of that Raw number 17 as he's going to take a look to the inside. Drag race towards turn 3. Is he going to make the move? You bet your bottom dollar he is. He's going to dive it down to the bottom of the track there. Take away that lead from Signore. Now Schmeier going to get his nose underneath there as well and try and take away second place.
Yeah, and it's a lot easier to make moves in turns 3 and 4. As I was saying before, you really have to let off as the run goes on and let the car roll through 1 and 2. It used to be the same as 3 and 4, where you can run at full throttle for a good majority of it, for essentially the entire run, in the trucks at least. Now it turns 1 and 2 with its different banking and the wider configuration. It's a bad one for tire wear.
Yep, as we're still looking at the lead pack right here, Hollingsworth leading another lap here. We've just started lap 12 of lap 13 of 134. Schmeier in second, Signore in third. Glazer still holding on there in P4. Rob Gall in P5. Carl Burke still there in P6 despite having that wall scrape a few laps ago. As we see Signore just looking to the outside of Schmeier, not really making a move. I'm pretty sure he's just seeing where he's going to try and find a gap in future laps.
Yeah, nothing really threatening right now. You just kind of be testing the waters as this front 12 here has kind of broken away from the rest of the field, and really it's about to become a front 9, as Charles Woods is really the last one on this back front group there in the 40.
Fusen battling it out with Troy Campbell and Marty Ray right there. And that is the Marty Ray is the last driver in that little train there. Paul Hoffman a good 2.5 seconds back with Eric Woods and DB Bowman right behind him. And Bowman has made up a couple of positions since we last saw him. He's managed to get past Wayne Fleet and David Weaver. Weaver falling back to P17. Barry Phil in P80. Brandon Sauls dropping to P19. Earl Weaver down in P20. Keith Vaughan, Stephen Monich, I think that's how you say his name. Monich. I don't know. Keith Kelman.
You say it one way, I'll say it another, and they'll tell us one of them's wrong.
You take the high road, I take the low road. Anyway. Yeah.
Oh, you threw the accent on it too, which was even better.
Now there's Sean Signore back in the lead right now as he's still holding on. Schmeier just holding on in second place there as Hollingsworth back in third and has Glazer and Gall right behind him. Gall having a much better race here tonight, Frank.
Yeah, Gall has been very solid there up there in the 31, sitting in 5th position right now, trying to hold off the number 18 of Brian Barnes. So they head down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Hollingsworth taking a little peek as Schmeier doesn't quite get it to the bottom. Eventually he does, and everyone will hold station.
Yes, Schmeier taking a little peek there at Signore as they come in towards turns 1 and 2. And good news this week, we will be able to interview them this week. We finally got Discord up and running again. I don't know why it wouldn't work for me last week, but it is what it is. Going to go through the rest of the field right here. Ray Fournier back in P24. Dustin Burns in P25. Dan Stussy in pit road early here. Frank, early problems there for the 78.
Yeah, trying to look back. Once you mentioned his name, I just looked back. I don't think he came in and took tires. I think he just... Let's see here. He's coming into pit road right now. I think he came in too hot. Kind of stopped at the second to last box. And then just went on, and he's called it a night as Dan Stussy.
That's unfortunate, Stussy. That's two rough weeks in a row for him. We'll be hoping for a better run next time. Obviously, we are off next week, so he will probably use that off week to try and improve his racing, improve his luck here. As we take a look at the lead pack here, Sean Signore still holding on here ahead of Schmeier. Hollinsworth still holding on to third place, but keeping Bentley Glazer right behind him. And obviously Hollinsworth knows firsthand what Glazer can do. Based on what he did last night, he just absolutely put on a show at Phoenix last night.
Yeah, it was Glazer for a lot of it. As there goes Hollingsworth trying to look low on Schmeier, going through 3. But yeah, last night it was a great run from Glazer. Hollingsworth also had a solid run. I got to race with Hollingsworth a little bit last night with us being on the same tire strategy and falling to the back. Yeah, these two definitely put on a show when given the opportunity. And here he goes again, is Hollingsworth.
Now Hollingsworth going to try the inside line coming in towards turn 3. Schmeier going to have to give him the room there. Has to go up to the middle lane. And does so. Not going to pinch him down. It's a bit early for that kind of racing, so Schmeier's just going to give him the room, let him have the position for now, and try and get it back at a later date.
Yeah, turn 1 here is going to start getting a little bit worse. You're going to see these guys getting a little bit slower, not picking up the throttle as quick, because that entry into turn 1 is not good, and that wall comes up on you quick out of 2. So you're going to start seeing guys who've been saving their tires doing a little bit better right now, especially down at the 1 and 2 end of the circuit.
Now, Jeff Schmeier has been caught up on that high side. He has been trapped up there by Hollinsworth. Now, Glazer underneath him. Rob Gore going to try and get underneath as well. So Schmeier in a bit of trouble here, but like I said, it's early days. He's got enough time to get it back, so I wouldn't be too worried as he has the 31 underneath him right now.
Yeah, once we hit the line in here, we're going to have 110 laps to go. So there's a decent amount of time. And also, speaking of how much time we have left here, there is one fast repair here tonight and unlimited tires as we go through this race. So unlimited tires and one fast repair that these guys are allowed.
Yeah, I was called some expletives yesterday for putting a tire limit on the cars yesterday, so, you know.
Actually, it wasn't that bad yesterday. As far
it worked
as,
out pretty
as
well,
far
I
as
thought.
limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was. I mean, you could have very easily done come in on lap say 65 and then 130 and made it. It really wasn't that bad.
Lonnie Barrington nearly did 100 laps on one set of tires.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's how good the tire wear was there last night.
Yeah, no, 60 was my limit, and then I kind of pushed it on the last stint before I got my final set of tires. But yeah, no, I didn't. The tire limit last night was fine for Phoenix at Paskey's.
Yeah, and I put 3 tires, but obviously you have 4 because you have the ones you start on as well. So
yes.
So you have 4 sets of tires. It's not too bad. But let's go back to the racing action. Rob Gall still just holding on to P5. He was trying to put a move on Jeff Schmeier. Didn't really work, but here comes another move here for the lead. It's Jeff Hollinsworth to the inside of Sean Signore. And is he going to get it as they come out of turn 4? Side by side down towards the line. Give that one to Jeff Hollingsworth at the line. And Bentley Glazer going to try and follow Jeff Hollingsworth through. It's pretty much been the same trend since Hollingsworth started moving forward again. But Signore, seeing what was about to happen, and just shut the door in Glazer's face there.
Yeah, I said it during the Paskey's race at Atlanta, and Glazer immediately echoed it during the post races. When you're leading, it's really hard to tell how much you're saving your tires because you don't have a reference point in front of you. So for a guy like Sean Signore, who's been leading for a majority of this run, he might have been pushing his tires just a little too much. Meanwhile, guys like Hollingsworth, Glazer, and Schmeier have all been sitting back, saving just that little bit, might have tires a little bit better than Signore right now.
Signore just going up a slight lane there, just to get a bit of air to the engine. Obviously, you don't want to be tucked, even on a cookie cutter track like this one, you don't want to be tucked up behind the truck or car in front of you for too long. Otherwise, it does still create a considerable heat to that engine there. Yeah,
and you're given ample warning. You have lights that go off all over the place in the cockpit, and if you're running the crew chief app, it'll tell you even before the lights start going on. But he's tucked right up under the 97 of Hollingsworth right now, though.
Yeah, so Signore going to try and get that lead back at the earliest opportunity. He does not want to let Bentley Glazer by, because we know what Glazer's capable of. So back to Carl Burke. He's been running pretty much okay since he had that wall hit about, 20 laps ago? So...
yeah, right in that range.
Yeah, Brian Barnes, winner from last week. He's down in P7. Bob Beltrami in P8 now. Marty Ray in P9 and Charlie Woods in P10. Troy Campbell, Dennis Fusen still battling out there, and they've completely dropped DB Bowman, who now has Eric Woods right up on his tailgate.
Yeah, Bowman's again trying to make up ground, maybe pushing the tires a little bit too hard. And is that 77? You can follow his race if you want to. You can have us going on one tab, and you can have another tab up with Twitch TV/DB Bowman if you want to see the race from his point of view. And Sean Signore also with Twitch TV/FSR Motorsports if you want to see the race from his perspective as well.
Speaking of Sean Signore, this is going to get things interesting now. Jeff Hollingsworth coming up on the first lap traffic of the day. That is Dustin Burns to the outside in the 0-4 there. He's going to go very high through 1 and 2 and just let everybody by him. So very good heads-up driving there by Burns.
He's got an extra 20 feet to give these guys that he wouldn't have had a couple of years ago. So yeah, he can steer well clear out of the way as that 04 is now past the top 6.
Yeah, next one to come up to him will be Brian Barnes. Speaking of Brian Barnes, won last week at IRP, Lucas Oil Raceway, whatever you want to call it. Had an epic battle with Jeff Hollingsworth. I suggest you go back and watch it. It is something to savour, and very well worth the watch. So, yeah, last week's race winner, Brian Barnes, having a bit of a mediocre race by his standards this time around. Probably showing that he's not so good on the bigger tracks. Maybe more of a short track racer. I'm not sure.
That could definitely be the case, and that's perfectly fine. You know, there's not everyone is going to be great in every discipline of racing, and almost had a battle for the lead as Sean Signore took a peek on Hollingsworth, just kind of let him go. But yeah, I mean, this is not something you get overnight, especially iRacing and coming to these super competitive leagues. You're not going to be a master at everything immediately. This does take time. It takes practice. It takes patience.
Yeah. However, Barnes has got an A-oval license of 3.52 with a I rating of 3,469, so I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing. Oh, Bentley Glazer moving up to second place. Did that just caught my eye then?
I negate everything I said, and yes, Glazer got a great run out of turn 2 and dove it into turn 3. By the way, Dustin, I apologize. Or,
Brian.
Get Brian.
That guy. That guy.
I thought we were talking about the 04. Never mind. All right, never mind.
Oh, Dustin is, Yeah, I see what you mean.
He and him and pronouns, pal. That's what we got.
I mean,
Brian, I didn't know we were talking about you. I think he won at Wilkesboro also. Did he not?
No, that was Signori that won at North Wilkesboro.
Oh, that's right. But Barnes did have a very good run.
Yeah, he is the points leader coming into. He is the points leader coming into this one. So.
Yes, so just completely ignore everything I just said. Thought we were talking about Dustin Burns.
Meanwhile, back to the race. It is Signori trying to find a gap underneath Bentley Glaze here as they come down, flying down the backstretch here. They're starting. It looks like they're starting to drop Jeff Schmeier a little bit. So there is a bit of a gap forming, and there's definitely a gap forming between Schmeier and Gall. So we're starting to see everybody's starting to get spread out a bit now.
Yeah, but they're still hanging right up there. So they've got pace in the car, and they've been saving it up. As the 3 of Paul Hoffman is about to get lapped, as well as the 4 of Stephen Monich, which you mentioned before, that 7-Up paint scheme on his. Throw a little blue on that, and that almost looks like a throwback to the old 1991 Jordan.
Yeah, don't confuse Formula One with stock cars. That's just not right. Anyway.
I completely understand that, but you throw a little blue on there. It's like you could see a similarity.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, a couple of races they ran with Jordan ran with the Pepsi logo on the car as well. So
same company.
I know.
As Hollingsworth gets under the 3 and the 4 going into
Monich into the wall.
And the 3 almost came down. Monich still having trouble.
Yeah, Monich not having the best of times there as he gets into the wall trying to stay out of the way of the leaders. Now has most of the lead pack ahead of him now. There goes Carl Burke to his inside.
Carl Burke had to evade big time, swinging down out of turn 2 to get around the 4. And also in that, by the way, Carl Burke has gotten past Rob Gall.
I think he got past him through that melee that happened just then. So Rob Gall back down to 6th place now. Brian Barnes starting to lose the lead pack now. He is in P7. He's got a nice 4-second gap over Bob Beltrami though. Beltrami not really having much trouble. And he's not in much trouble either. He's in complete no man's land in that number 14 truck.
Oh my goodness, Monich is in the wall, spinning. Oh, not quite. It through the grass.
And
boy, he has had a mare of a time these last couple of laps here.
Yeah, Nick nearly collected the back of Rob Gall's truck there. That was something very scary just then. As we're going to go back to the lead pack here as they're coming up on, it looks like Ray Fournier. And
see, that's one where I just bring it into the pitch. Just let me reset as Beltrami takes it to the pits in the 14.
So first of the lead pack to bring it down pit road here for a scheduled pit stop. So green flag pit stops.
The 40. The 40 just shunted the 4 going into turn 1.
Oh, wow.
And there's a lot of damage on the back of that 4, too. He just kind of slowed, did Monich. He just slowed right on the entrance to turn 1, and the 40 ran right over him.
Yeah, Monich not having a good time out there at all. Just seems to be in the wrong place at the wrong time a lot here at the moment while the leaders are trying to get around him, and for good measure just spins it coming into pit road. That is not a good time there for the 4.
Yeah, no, this is one where you cut your losses, and somebody else now coming into pit lane
That is,
oh, boy.
Oh, Signore.
Now the leaders are coming in. Here's Hollingsworth. Ooh.
Oh, almost trouble there, as that is the 16 in as well. That is David Weaver in pit road, but the leaders are in. Jeff Hollingsworth in pit road. Jeff Schmeier in pit road.
The 18's in. The 31 is in.
So, full-scale green flag pit stops. Who's going to win the race out of pit road, though? That is the question.
I think Bentley Glazer's about to get hit for a speeding penalty. He just flew into pit lane.
As Jeff Hollingsworth wins the race out of pit road by a country mile. It looks like Schmeier, then Gall, then Barnes. And Monich is back out as well. Let's take a look and see what happened to Bentley Glazer here. Did he get a penalty? We're taking a look. No, he didn't.
Wow, that's stunning. He came in hot.
Yeah.
That's all you can describe that as.
Super hot.
Yeah, that's about it.
If anybody remembers that game, I'll give him a quarter. Anyway. DB Bowman now.
Sorry, that's going to be the lead right there as the 87 gets out behind Signore in the 17.
Yeah, so Signore and Glazer getting the jump on Hollingsworth through the pit stops here, and Signore out to about, well, almost a second lead over Bentley Glazer, but as it stands right now, DB Bowman just coming down to pit road from the lead. That's going to leave Eric Woods in the lead now. Wayne Fleet, is he going to come down? The answer is no, as he's got a very fast Charlie Woods coming up behind him.
And Eric Woods staying out to lead that lap, which he did. Would not be surprised if he comes in now. Maybe Wayne Fleet decides to pull the same trick.
One driver that did get a penalty, I'm sorry to cut you off there, Frank, was Brian Barnes. He is in the pit road serving a penalty right now.
Yeah, and Eric Woods is in this time. And the 6 of Wayne Fleet will stay out to lead a lap.
Yep, Wayne Fleet staying out to lead a lap here, but yeah, Brian Barnes, 44.7 seconds in his box. That is a pretty hefty penalty, if you ask me.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
A little bit too fast going into pit road, I think. As Wayne Fleet's still out there, as he's going to bring it down very slowly, I will say.
Okay, maybe not that slowly. I was going to say you're going to have to bring it down slowly.
Yeah.
Especially on old tires, but that's a little excessive.
If it's safe, then...
Oh, it certainly is safe. It's also certainly slow.
So
we got a mob here up at the front.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Signore at the front, Glazer in second, trying to negotiate the way around Dustin Burns. Jeff Hollingsworth into third, as he's trying to get around the 16 of Weaver.
That's 16, not for position. He is the first car, one lap down in 13th. Right now is the car that's under the 97 of Hollingsworth.
That's David Weaver. Rob Gall in P4. He's quite a ways ahead of Bob Beltrami. What has happened to Jeff Schmeier? I hear you ask. Well, he was the other driver that's had to serve a penalty here tonight, and now he is 2 laps down and pretty much out of this thing now, Frank.
And I saw Schmeier come in, and he didn't look nearly as fast as Glazer looked. And I'm surprised that he might have been 1 or 2 over on exit, trying to just get as much as he could on exit.
And Monich having more problems there as he hit the wall again through 1 and 2. As we're still focused on Schmeier coming out of turn 2. But let's go back to the lead battle here as it's really heating up. Here comes Bentley Glazer. Try and look to the inside of Sean Signore, Jeff Hollingsworth right there now. And this trio been pretty much inseparable since the drop of the green flag here, Frank.
Yeah, it has been these three, and there's 5.5 seconds back to Rob Gall in P4, so this is very much a three-car battle right now. And it's nice to see a three-car battle where these guys are just completely inseparable, and that's what we've got. Here goes the 87 for the lead going into turn one.
Yeah, into turn one, there goes Glazer, almost contact between Glazer and Signore. That nearly ended up badly as here comes Jeff Hollingsworth as well. But Signore able to hold him off for now, but Glazer now to the point. And he's already, looks like he's already starting to pull away here, Frank.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to get away for too far, as Signore is going to pull right up to the back of him here, I would assume off of turn two. And Hollingsworth certainly will not let Glazer get away.
No, he will not, as they come flying out of turn two now. Glazer, Signore, Hollingsworth, 1, 2, and 3. Then, like Frank said, you're going back 5 seconds all the way back to Rob Gall, who's not too far ahead of Bob Beltrami. I will say there's only like 1 second separating the 31 and the 14, and Carl Burke right there in the mix as well, looking for a top 5 tonight.
Yeah, he is. Marty Ray is a further 12 seconds behind him, so that top 6 has separated themselves quite a bit from the rest of the field as this front pack here starts to catch up to a little bit more lap traffic. That's the 23 of Keith Vaughn on the outside right now, the inside rather, as that might have opened the door for Signore, and Signore is going to split the gap.
Yeah, that really, you always say that about lap traffic, it always can make a difference, and certainly made a difference right there. And Sean Signore seizing the opportunity of moving his way back to the lead. But here comes Bentley Glazer again, back to the inside of the 17, going into 3. And Signore not going to give it up so easily, but that inside line's so much stronger through 3 and 4 here, Frank.
Yeah, it is. And that was a very aggressive move by Signore as the 4 spins going into pit road again. There's Stephen Modich. You know, I'll give him credit for soldiering on and trying to gut his way through this, but there's certain times when you got to know when to hang it up.
Unfortunately, yeah. So we're going back to Monich now, and not Monich, Bentley Glazer. He's retaken the lead, and Jeff Hollingsworth has got his way past Signore as well. So Signore back to third place, and I've got to think that we're going to see this a lot here tonight. Lots of position changes amongst these top 3, switching all the time, but there's only so many times they can do that, and we're already on lap 61 here. It's getting close to the end portion of this race already. We're really flying through this race tonight.
Yeah, we are. It's been great action, especially up here at the front. It's spread out a lot now with the pit stops. Only 10 cars on the lead lap. Charlie Woods the 40, and we know he has front end damage. Is the last car on the lead lap. But yes, these definitely a lot of great action as this race is just flying by. I don't think we're going to hit this hour and 40-minute limit we have.
I don't think we are. Going by quicker than this past Sunday's Indianapolis 500.
Well, when all the commercial breaks in it, as there goes Hollingsworth for the lead.
Well, we don't have commercial breaks because we're not allowed to.
Well, you know. I'm sure there's some ad breaks that are strewn in as we watch this on replay.
YouTube say if you want money, do not play ad.
We play ours, thank you very much.
Yeah, we play our ads for you.
Signore now looking to the outside of Hollingsworth. That's a move we haven't seen any success out of tonight, is that look to the outside. And it's been the same old, same story, same song and dance with these 3. Second place gets the inside of the leader. Leader goes all the way back to third, and then just the Congo line just kind of progresses that way.
Yeah, I mean, before they resurfaced 1 and 2, you could actually make an outside pass through there, but now you can't.
Yes. No, it's as I mentioned before, they didn't just widen it, they flattened it.
Yeah.
So that's a major part of the problem.
So Hollingsworth into the lead as well, and Sean Signori back up to second place, and it's, yeah, like you said, if you lose the lead, you fall to the back of this trio. But let's go back for the field here, as we've got a lot of separation amongst it right now. There's a whole bunch of drivers 1 lap down. Let's go to Marty Ray here, who's about 1.2 seconds ahead of Dennis Fusen. And Fusen, we've not really spoke much about him tonight. He has had a very quiet night here in that number 11 truck.
Yeah, he has. He's had a very solid night as well. He was the leader of that second group when this race got going. And after that, he's just kind of fallen off. And just to put a period on that chapter for this evening, Steven Monich has folded him. He's done for the evening. Yeah,
that's unfortunate. He's had a horrible night here tonight. DB Bowman finds himself in the top 10 now. Good night for him tonight. He's a good 4.5 seconds ahead of Charlie Woods as well. So DB Bowman really putting himself in a good spot here for at least the top 10. Eric Woods is about 5 seconds off of Charlie Woods. So we're seeing a lot of separation around here and a lot of big gaps forming amongst the field here.
Yeah, and that's what happens on the green flag pit cycle is the field just sort of starts to string apart. And it kind of creates this type of racing where it's just a lot of guys all separated from each other, no one really racing anymore.
Yeah, as we're still going back to this lead trio here, as Jeff Hollingsworth still able to hold on ahead of Signore, and we've got caution.
Yes, we do.
Brennan, no, it's Dustin Burns.
Yeah, I'm seeing the 04 with rear end damage.
Oh. Take another look and see what happened there. There was another truck involved. Oh, there was another truck involved here. That was the 46, I believe, of Earl Weaver. It was. The 46 coming off really bad, and Dustin Burns. I think Earl Weaver might have had an incident just before that happened. Let's go back and see. It was trying to stop Carl Burke from putting a lap on him. Got really pushed out wide coming out of turn 4. Hit the wall, recovered it. Hit the wall again, and then when he was trying to get going, Dustin Burns came around the outside, misjudged it, and both of them ended up in the wall in the end of that one.
I'll take your word for it because I couldn't see it.
Okay.
As here come the leaders, as you would expect.
Yep. As they come down pit road right now, and who's going to win this race off pit road? We will find out right about now, as I'm going to put up this shiny new pit stop graphic. And this overlay that I'm using tonight here, made very nicely by Kyle Gilbert. So big thanks going out to him. I like the aesthetics of this new overlay here that I'm using.
I've seen the pictures of it. It is a very nice and sleek looking overlay, if it is the one that I think it is. I think that's Signore. It is.
Yeah.
Winning the race off of pit road.
And as you can see, still has a lot of updating left to do here on for this overlay. But yeah, Signore winning the race off pit road there. Good for him. As Hollingsworth, Blazer, Carl Burke out of pit road in P4. That's brilliant for him. Rob Gall.
And he was right up there with that lead group and then kind of got shuffled back after he hit the wall down the backstretch. So watch for him. He's going to have a nice little shout at this.
Yeah. Signore, Hollingsworth and Glazer probably not going to be happy to have to give up the big lead that they did have after the green flag pit stops, but it is what it is. Makes things more exciting for us up here in the booth.
Yeah, without a doubt. As the lap cars now coming in. The top 12, I believe David Weaver. No, he wouldn't have been, would he? The wave around car? or the Lucky Dog?
It might have been.
So I'm showing 14 on the lead lap right now, and there were only 10.
Well, it's 13 on the lead lap now. Troy Campbell just went a lap down for some reason.
We'll figure timing and scoring out here. Well, one thing we can tell you, though, is that Sean Signore, Jeff Hollingsworth, Bentley Glazer, Carl Burke, and Rob Gall, the top 5. Bob Beltrami, Marty Ray, Dennis Fuson, Eric Woods, and DB Bowman, the top 10. And then from there, we gotta wait.
DB Bowman actually now showing in P11, Paul Hoffman in P12, Ray Fournier in 13th, David Weaver in 14th. He did not get the lucky dog, so he's 1 lap down. Barry Phil in P15, Troy Campbell in P16, Wayne Fleet in 17th, Keith Kellman is in P18, 19th going to Keith Vaughan, 20th is Jeff Schmeier, and he'll be looking to get those laps back. Brian Barnes there is in P21. Remember, Schmeier and Barnes both getting big penalties in pit road during that last round of green flag pit stops. Earl Weaver in P22, and the last driver running right now after just taking his fast repair is Dustin Burns. Brandon Sauls just putting his truck on the hauler, along with Stephen Monich, Dan Stussy, and Wayne Hutchison not taking the green here tonight.
Yeah, no, Hutchinson was having connection issues prior to qualifying and unfortunately never made it back in. Dan Stussy, as we mentioned, having his problems early and then pulling it off. Monich, we well documented his problems tonight. And then Sauls calling it quits after that last incident. So those are the 4 that are out of the race tonight.
That's one of the things that bothers me in iRacing, you know. If there's remotely a caution, some people don't have the patience to go, oh, screw this, I don't want to take part anymore. What's the point? I don't see the point in that. Like, if there's like more than 2 cautions, people just quit because they're fed up of it.
That and it could be, you know, personal lives, and I have to wake up and go to work tomorrow, stuff like that. So it's not all just not wanting to stick it out. So
true. I stick it out. I stick it out because I'm a persistent pain in the ass, but you know.
Yeah, I'll stick it out if I don't feel as though I'm a danger to everyone around me, which is why I kind of parked it for the Atlanta Pasties race. I could run laps with the controller. I just felt like a danger to anyone around me, though.
Well, your shiny brand new T150 did you some justice last night anyway, so.
Yes, it did, especially at a track I didn't like. So, have I mentioned that yet?
Yeah, several times. But yeah, we're here at Texas for WSRL, and next week I believe they are off. Let me just double check that, because I have a memory span of a goldfish.
I think it might be the week after that, because if they're off for Labor Day, that would be.
Oh yeah, Iowa next week.
Yeah, and then with next week off because Labor Day is not this upcoming Sunday. It's next one.
Yeah, because Paskey's is off that week as well. So.
Yes.
So here we go, lights are off of the pace car, not truck this time, as Sean Signore has the button right here once the pace car does go into pit road. Jeff Hollingsworth in 2nd place, Bentley Glazer in 3rd, 4th is Carl Burke, and Rob Gall is the man in the last spot in the top 5. But let's take a look here at this restart here as the pace car does peel off into pit road right now. Sean Signore has control of the field, and we will go racing right about now. Green flag in the air. Signore off to a decent restart here, and Hollingsworth kind of getting caught in the packet. Look at Carl Burke trying to make a move around the outside, Frank.
Yes, Signore went right as the pace truck went. And there goes Hollingsworth!
And he saved
it. Wow.
Barely.
What a save.
I think he got damage from that as well, because I'm pretty sure
Yeah, I think his right rear is hiked up a little bit. It is.
Bentley Glazer, I think, got into him.
And that's all started because he clipped the apron, did Hollingsworth, going into one. And cold tires, new tires, and clipping the apron. Oh, and he just took out the 77 as he's backwards into the turn 2 wall. Caution is out.
And he drifted up the track there, and oh, DB Bowman is not going to be happy with that one.
I wouldn't be either. And I'm sure while he's repairing damage in pit lane because of that, you can check out our unaffiliated in-car view of that at twitch.tv/dbbowman.
Yeah. Go back and see what happened here. You see Hollingsworth probably out of frustration. They're just diving it down there, and you might not think because they're trucks they don't have aero push, but you saw it right there. That aero push really not helping his truck as he just came up the track and right into the side of DB Bowman.
Yeah, no, that's a case of the 97 driving the truck just a little too hard, trying to make up ground that he lost, and that's unfortunately what happens sometimes. People that had nothing to do with it get caught up in it.
Yeah, Bowman is still running. He's got a lot of left side damage now after that spin, but I'm pretty sure he's going to burn a fast repair right here as Hollingsworth is going to come in as well and repair his damage. And that's not just the damage from the contact with DB Bowman. He did get damage from contact. I believe it was Bentley Glazer he had contact with.
It was. And
Glazer's in pit road as well. Bob Beltrami is in pit road. What about Carl Burke? What a restart for him on that one.
Yeah, he did get a very good jump on that restart, and so did Bob Beltrami. He got a good jump there as well on that restart. So that restart definitely doing a lot of good for some guys and doing some bad for others, as it tends to do.
Dennis Fuson up into the top 3 as well. Marty Ray and Charlie Woods rounds out your top 5. Rob Gall falling back ever so slightly. And the drivers that this benefits really, well, it doesn't benefit them right now, but Jeff Schmeier and Brian Barnes, they're only 1 lap down now. If they can get into a lucky dog position, then they'll be right back in the mix again.
Yeah, they're sitting in 20th and 21st. They'd have to get past the 99, the 07, the 23, the 6, and the 41 if they wanted a chance at that. Unfortunately, I think some of them might come in here to help them out. They look like they're coming in as well.
Yeah, they've realized that the leaders are not going to come down pit road at this time, so probably the best option for them right now, as Signore does stay out. So does Burke, so does Fuson, so does Marty Ray. So we've got Wayne Fleet, Keith Vaughan, Keith Kelman, Jeff Schmeier, Brian Barnes, and Barry Phil, and Dustin Burns in pit road right now.
I'm not sure if you showed it, but the 6 of Wayne Fleet really held up that group going into pit lane. That's an iRacing issue, to where if you do not, if you're not in the right position behind the certain car going into pit lane, you get a black flag for, I believe it's passing under the yellow. Yeah. So he was letting the car that he needed to let go around, as there goes the 30. Nice pit stop, gets out first out of the lot, and I believe he's only got the 41 to contend with.
Yeah, so Schmeier going to be looking for a lucky dog spot if there is going to be another caution here. I mean, these guys had a fantastic run to start things off, and then these cautions have come in quick succession here. As we're looking at Troy Campbell there, just behind Charlie Woods. Now, he's going to be pushed to the back very soon, because obviously with 2 laps to go, the lap cars do go to the back. At least I think they have that system in place anyway.
I believe so. With the double file restarts, I believe that would be the case, where the lappers do fall behind the lead lap cars. Oh, we're about to find out, though.
Yeah, lights are still on the pace car, so
No, I guess not.
They need to update that pace car. It's been the same one
Oh
since...
no, they are. No, they are. They're falling to the back. So
Yeah,
I believe they are one to go here.
There'll be one to go next time by.
Next time.
Yeah, they need to update that pace car. That's been the same pace car since, what, 2013?
Sure.
I mean, I know you probably don't remember, but a couple of years ago, I think like 3 or 4 years ago, the pace car was actually painted gold for a while.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Almost every pace car in racing right now is red.
Yeah.
So let's paint it. Let's paint ours gold. That makes sense.
Well, it was in aid of a charity that did it. It was racing against child cancer or something like that. So.
Okay, so now I feel like an ass. Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Said that off air.
I know. I have a habit of doing that. Anyway, we are going to go racing again in just a second. They are about to come round, and the lights should go off on the pace car this time by Signore going to be leading them back to green.
Glazer and Hollingsworth coming into the pits.
Oh, this is interesting.
Top off on fuel.
Yeah, both Glazer and Hollingsworth, I believe, have just both used their fast repair as well, so...
No, Hollingsworth still has his damage on the right rear.
So he didn't take his fast repair. Oh, interesting.
I wouldn't have taken a fast repair for that. I would have kept it in my back pocket, because especially if I'm going to have to go through the rest of this field, just in case something happens.
Because you never know.
Exactly. That's one where I sit there and go, yeah, I'll let the damage clock tick down in the pit lane. Which I don't even think you did that, if I'm honest.
So here we go, lights off on the pace car. You got them going this time, Frank. I don't think you got them going yet today.
I have not. As we'll reset here, as we've bounced through a lot here this caution. So Sean Signore, Carl Burke is that first row. Dennis Fuson, Marty Ray, third and fourth. Charles Woods, Robert Gall, 5 and 6. Bob Beltrami, Ray Fournier has made his way up into the top 10. Paul Hoffman, Bentley Glazer, the top 10. Pace car goes off, and there goes Signore one more time. We're racing at Texas.
Yeah, and Carl Burke caught asleep with the switch there. That might give Fuson and Gall a bit of an advantage here as they come flying off towards turn 1.
Not sure how many times somebody has to do something before you start to recognize a trend.
Yeah.
There goes the 65 of Marty Ray to the inside.
Yeah, using that Ford F-150 to his advantage here as he drives to the bottom of the track now. Going to bring Rob Gall with him. Fuson falling back there on that restart, and Carl Burke going to be trapped on that outsider. There goes Gall into third place. Fuson going to be the next one to try and get around him, and Charlie Woods has his mirrors full of Bob Beltrami right now.
As a lot of these guys up here at the front, remember, as here goes the 65 of Marty Ray for the lead on Sean Signore. I'm not sure, but a lot of these guys, I don't think, took tires up here at the front under this last caution. So you're seeing tire gaps here as Signore swings back to the inside. He's going to try to take it back in 1 and 2.
Rob Gall in his last pit stop only took 2 tires.
Okay, so he does have some fresh rubber as compared to Signore, who's on old.
Yeah, as 6 laps on his stint is Rob Gall. 13 laps on his stint is Sean Signore. As he's back to the point now. 13 laps on his stint is Marty Ray. And Ray's starting to fall back now as Carl Burke has regained his composure and now finds himself back up in the top 3.
Yeah, Ray just tried to close the door on Burke, and Burke was having absolutely none of it. As Burke now takes that third position away from Ray. The 11 of Dennis Fuson hanging in there with these guys now as Bob Beltrami hanging on with him. The 40, we saw him have his problem early with the 4. He's up here in this group of 7 as well, the back end of it.
Yep, there is Beltrami. Just behind him is Charlie Woods. Let's take a look at Ray Fournier, who's fallen to the last spot in the top 10. He's got Brian Barnes right ahead of him, but obviously Barnes looking for the lucky dog spot. And this is an interesting battle for that lucky dog spot, because Schmeier has the spot at the moment as he's to the inside of Troy Campbell.
I was just going to say that's heating up, and now he's got it. And now he's got to fight that 18 of Brian Barnes, who I would have to assume of this group would be his stiffest competition to try to get that lucky dog.
Now as Barnes makes easy work of Campbell as they come out of turn 2 now. And Schmeier looking to try and get at least a couple of positions back here, well, track position back, try and put some trucks in between himself and Brian Barnes. As you see the 3 of Hoffman looking to the outside of DB Bowman. And Hoffman is on the lead lap, so this is a battle for P8 right now, right behind the battle for P15, or right ahead of the battle for P15, I apologise. As here comes Campbell now back to the inside of Barnes.
And Campbell's not going to take it sitting down. He saw Barnes leave that lane open. Couldn't quite capitalize coming off of turn 2, but he showed, you leave that lane open, I'm taking it.
Yep, as he fails in his attempt to get the position back again. As these guys really bunched up now by Charlie Woods, who's actually bunching these guys up behind him. Bowman going to try and find a way past the 40 as they come out of turn 2. Signore has Rob Gall right behind him now as he moves up to second. Marty Ray back to third. Carl Burke falling back to P4 and has Bob Beltrami all over his rear tailgate now as they come through the quad oval.
Yeah, Gall has shown some pace all night long, and as that run got on, he started to fall off, but short run to mid-run pace for Gall is definitely there. He's going to hope for one of those come the end of this race as we're starting to get down inside of, we're inside of 50 laps to go, getting close to 40 now.
Yeah, as Jeff Schmeier still holding on to that lucky dog spot. I am keeping an eye on that battle as well as we complete lap 89 and we are on lap 90 now. So we have 45 laps to go here at Texas.
And also, just as a reference, I'm sorry, Sam.
All right.
Go on back to where Hollingsworth and Glazer are. They are not moving their way through this field as you would have expected them to. They are moving their way up, just not at that rapid pace that we would have expected out of 2 guys that have been swapping the lead all night long.
Yeah, and Hollingsworth struggling to find a way by Ray Fournier right now, and Glazer really doesn't have the pace right now, and he's got a decent gap between himself and Aaron Woods right now, but not really pushing the issue right now, as there goes Hollingsworth finally to the inside of Ray Fournier and takes away that 10th spot. And it looks like Hollingsworth has finally, he must be listening to us, because he's finally hit the loud pedal and just started picking up a bit of pace there.
Yeah, the benefit for these two is I think with that pit stop that they made at the very end of that caution, I think they can make it on fuel and on tires to all the way to the end of this race. So they might also be trying to save something that guys like Gall and Signore, especially Signore, who didn't pit under that last caution, most likely can't do.
Speaking of which, Rob Gall now has the lead as they come across the line. So Gall getting a lap led. Here comes Signore though, diving into the very bottom of the track now through 1 and 2. And takes the lead back. So Gall showing some pretty good pace here. Marty Ray showing some good pace as well. As Hollingsworth quite a ways back from Charlie Woods now. This is interesting. We said he was picking up the pace before, but really not closing the gap to Charlie Woods either though.
Yeah, no, Hollingsworth is 2 seconds off of Charlie Woods. Bentley Glazer is a further second off of Hollingsworth. And that's what happens when you start in the back. You get a bunch of the slower lap cars that push you back. And unfortunately, this is the situation you find yourself in by making those late decisions to come into pit.
Yep, Jeff Schmeier still holding on to that lucky dog spot. Now he's about half a second ahead of Brian Barnes now, as he's looking still on the back of DB Bowman right now. Bowman still recovering from that spin he had off the back of, after collision with Jeff Hollingsworth. Bowman is up to P6 now, though, so he's not looking too bad right now.
Yeah, no, and he's putting the pressure on Bob Beltrami, who's trying to put some sort of pressure on Carl Burke. So that 77 is looking primed and ready for a top 5 spot. As here comes the 30, trying to get his lap back the old-fashioned way.
Yep, Jeff Schmeier looking to the back of DB Bowman, and there goes Bowman now to the inside of Beltrami as they come out of turn 2. Drag race up towards turn 3. Schmeier's going to try and probably follow him through here, and he will.
Schmeier has been just as quick, if not quicker, than everybody else up in front of him here. So that 30 of Schmeier is flying right now.
Yeah, and it's I had a bit of almost a heart attack there. He did get a wheel on the apron, did have a bit of a wiggle from that, but nothing too serious. As Sean Signore starting to pull away from Rob Gall now, looking about half a second as they come towards the start-finish line now through 3 and 4.
And that battle has brought up the 3 of Paul Hoffman as well as the 18 of Brian Barnes. And I'll tell you, Brian Barnes will certainly be cheering for the 30 of Schmeier, as there goes Beltrami under Schmeier. Again, that's not for position. Schmeier is going to go the up and under here on Beltrami, but the 18 of Barnes will certainly be rooting for the 30 to get his lap back the old-fashioned way, because that'll give him the lucky dog then.
That it will, and I do want to mention about Jeff Schmeier. Good result out of here would really make his day extra special. It is his birthday today, after all, so Jeff Schmeier looking for a special result here to cap off a special day.
I think we could bribe race control to throw a caution.
Probably not.
No, okay.
Unfortunately.
Get it back on the lead lap.
If only it was that easy.
He's going to need more than one, though, because he's going to need the one to get him back on the lead lap, and then he's going to need another one because the lucky dog restarts at the back of the line. So unless he wants to be stuck in that Hollingsworth-Glazer situation, he's going to need 2 cautions. As now Hollingsworth going past Dennis Fuson, that for P8.
Yeah, so Hollingsworth up to P8 now, and he's managed to get up there now. And something's happened to Ray Fournier here. He's dropped all the way back down to P13 here now. He's got a 3.5 second gap over David Weaver, but Fournier looks like he's struggling on the long run here in that number 026. As we look back to the lead battle here, as Rob Gall has reeled Signore back in right now. And we could have a battle for the lead here once again here, Frank.
Yeah, certainly, as those two are kind of broken away from Marty Ray and Carl Burke. DB Bowman trying to get up with Ray and Burke. But Gall just slowly applying pressure to that number 17, trying to wear those tires out just a little bit. Now, the 31 may have only taken right sides on that last stop, but that's 2 more tires than Signore took on under the last caution.
Something interesting I've just noticed with Bentley Glazer, in his last pit stop, he said he went for a top off of fuel. He actually just literally went in for fuel. He was 4.4 seconds in his box, so definitely top off of fuel there for Glazer. But Glazer still not making headway. He's right on the back of Charlie Woods now, but still not really pushing the issue right now.
Yeah, no, the last time we had mentioned Glazer, he was a second off of Jeff Hollingsworth. He is right now about 2.5 seconds off of Hollingsworth. So in the last 6 or 7 laps, he's lost 2.5 to his closest competition in the 97.
Yeah, as Signore is still under pressure from Rob Gall here. They are coming up on lap traffic now. We did have David Weaver come down to pit road just now, as he's just come out of pit road right now, and he will be the next person to have a lap put on him. But Weaver on fresher tyres might actually be a bit faster than these guys.
And with 30 laps to go, his fall off will not be nearly as bad as what the guys up front here are going to be feeling right now, as you just crossed the line to take 30 laps to go. Signore started to pull a little bit on Rob Gall, but Gall not letting him get too far away, as there goes Carl Burke trying to take a look for 3rd place.
Marty Ray just able to hold on for now. As look at Schmeier. He's right behind these two now. He's gone around DB Bowman.
So did Brian Barnes. He just got around Bowman as well. Bowman going to go up and under on Barnes.
So 2 battles going on right here. One for the lead. Well, 3 battles if you think about it. One for the lead, one for 3rd place, and one for the lucky dog spot. And Schmeier currently leading that right now. And like you said, Barnes is probably hoping that Schmeier gets his lap back the hard way. Then that will give the lucky dog to Barnes. And Barnes is about 4 seconds ahead of Troy Campbell now. So it is between the 30 and the 18 for that lucky dog spot now.
Yes, you mentioned the 3 battles. They're all right here next to each other. As here's Carl Burke going for 3rd place on Marty Ray, and Schmeier is going to try to take full advantage, and he will. They both get clear of Marty Ray going through 3 and 4.
So Schmeier only has to dispatch 3 more trucks here, and he will be back on the lead lap, but he's going to need a caution to come out in order to stay on that lead lap. And with the way everybody's running right now, I can't really see that happening at the moment. We still have 23 trucks running, but I can't see there being a caution right now with how everybody's spread out right now.
There's always the possibility of somebody braking too hard and spinning going into the pits. So there is always that possibility there. But, oh, there they go! That's the 77 of the 14 of Bob Beltrami. Caution's still not out. And they're going to race it.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, yep. No, there
DB
it is.
Bowman forces a caution there. Came back up on track. It looked like he came back up on track on purpose there to trigger the caution. Because he got it rolling, and then he had enough space in the bottom line, but stopped in the middle of the track. So that says to me that he might have forced the caution, maybe.
Yeah, Beltrami making a little bit of an aggressive move, just running. No, it wasn't this. I don't think it's that he got it rolling. He just let it roll, I think, because he hit that wall at the inside of 1 and 2, and it bounced him back on the track, and he just let it roll onto the track and then kind of hit the brakes.
There we go. This is the incident between Beltrami and Bowman. And let's see, Beltrami did try the aggressive move there. Got the wrong side of Bowman. Beltrami able to continue going. And unfortunately, Bowman going for a spin for life through the grass.
And watch, he's going to hit the wall on the inside and then just kind of... Oh, wait, I'll brake now. Hold on. It's cheeky tactics, but tactics nonetheless, as here come all the lead lap cars in.
And something's... Oh, Signore having a connection issue.
Oh no, he through-putted.
Yeah, Signore is out of the running on this race now for some reason. Actually, he might not be out of the running, but because the caution is out. But yeah,
he's going to need to get back in lightning quick, and that's out of the lead as well. I'd be fuming if I was him right now.
Yeah. As Rob Gall will take over the lead here. However, it's going to be remain to see who's going to be the fastest out. As here comes Rob Gall out first, followed by Marty Ray, who moves up to 2nd place, followed by Carl Burke, Bob Beltrami out 4th, Jeff Hollingsworth out 5th, and back on the lead lap now is Jeff Schmeier. So
but because he got the lucky dog here, he's going to be behind everybody. He's going to be at the tail end. He needs another caution to where he can actually fight with the leaders and the guys that are on his lap.
Yeah, so Schmeier going to be put to the back of the field because of the lucky dog rule. Rob Gould, I won't mind. He'll be up there and enjoying himself in that lead for the time being anyway. Brian Barnes has opted to stay out and will try and, well, he's going to try and get back on the lead lap and hope for a quick caution here.
He's got the wave around position right now. So, yeah, he's banking on a very quick caution. We're going to see how this caution affects Bentley Glazer, because remember, we were talking about him. He was up at the front for a vast majority of the race, and then just once he got in the back, he just could not get the car going. So we'll see if anything happens with him. As Sean Signore reconnects, he'll be at least one lap down.
Yeah, as we are looking at Brian Barnes right here. Troy Campbell looking to get his lap back as well. As is, I believe that's Vaughan. No, wait. Barry
Yeah, that's
Phil.
right, that's fine.
No, not Barry Phil. Yeah, Keith Vaughan. Right there, and Dustin Burns looking to get a lap back at least.
Watching the 77 there, he got right up to the back end. That 14 hasn't touched him, but he's certainly there.
There's one rule in league racing. You can get pissed off, but don't get pissed off at the league owner.
Yeah, that's one of those things without a doubt. It's one of those rules in racing, period. You don't use your car as a weapon.
Especially when especially when it's the league owner.
Especially then.
Because that's a one-way ticket to Bantown. Anyway.
He actually just stopped. And that he almost just completely wrecked the 30 there just by stopping where in the way he did.
I think he went up there to Beltrami as an intimidation tactic.
Oh, exactly. That's why I called attention to it. He wasn't supposed to be that far up. But then to just stop like that out of the second kink, that's also not right.
The Rob Gall, your leader when we go back to green here at Texas. And we're going to be going back to green, I believe, with 20 laps to go. This is going to get pretty exciting from this point onwards here, Frank.
Oh yeah, the gloves are going to be off here. This is the kind of break that guys like Brian Barnes and Troy Campbell and Keith Vaughan are hoping for, is that these guys do start to get really racy so where they can get 4 fresh tires and have a fight at this. Same thing with the 30 of Jeff Schmeier. He started on pole here tonight. He's starting at the back of this pack. He's hoping for a caution to get through. So it's gloves are coming off here in the later stages of this race.
Sean Signore is back on track again after that throughput he had just at the start of this caution. He is 2 laps down and pretty much out of the running in this now as the lights go off on the pace car. And good to see Sean actually sticking this one out and not calling it quits when he throughput just then.
I agree, but how much frustration will be controlling him right now, because we saw what happens when frustration takes control earlier with Jeff Hollingsworth. So we'll see if that plays a factor in how hard he runs to get back up through the field.
Absolutely. As Hollingsworth has an update, he's back up to P4. 5? Yeah, 5. As the rest of the field gets lined back up behind Jeff Schmeier. Brian Barnes and Troy Campbell going to be looking for a quick caution here, and with it being 20 laps to go when they go back to green, my bet is that we might see a caution before then.
I think we might see a couple.
Yeah.
There are some hurt feelings out here tonight, and guys who are more than annoyed. They're going to be running up through this field here.
Pace car is off now. Rob Gall not wasting any time. We are back under green flag conditions here at Texas as they come flying towards turn 1. And look at Carl Burke again. Another impressive restart there by the 53 as they come flying into turns 1 and 2, Frank.
Yeah, he left Hollingsworth for chips, and that outside line bunched up going into that second kink in the front straightaway. So both lines not getting a good start past the second row.
As Marty Ray moves up to second place now. Good move there by the man in the 65. Has had a very impressive run here tonight so far. Here comes Bob Beltrami right on the back of Carl Burke now as Jeff Hollingsworth staying where he restarted, and now has Bentley Glazer and Paul Hoffman right on his tail now. As caution is out again.
Yep, there it was. There's the caution that the guys like the 18 and the 30 were waiting for. And hoping they would get. Not sure who it was.
Oh, it was Brian Barnes and DB Bowman.
Oh, no.
So Barnes, he gets it going again. Thankfully, I believe he might have a fast repair left in his pocket, but DB Bowman, I believe his night might be done right now because he had to tow it just there.
I was going to... Oh, it was Barnes in the 46. And then Bowman just, for the third time tonight, just a victim circumstance. Just wrong place, wrong time. My goodness.
That's unfortunate. Brian Barnes lucky because he has that fast repair in his pocket. DB Bowman very unlucky because I think he already burned his fast repair.
I think he did. He might have after that second incident.
Yeah.
He's still towing right now, so unfortunately we won't be able to tell for, I would say, about another minute and a half to 2 minutes.
Yeah, because he wrecked just after the pit lane, I think it was, through the trial for the quad oval. I keep saying this is a quad oval because there is like two left kinks.
Two little dog legs.
Yeah. There's a double dog leg here because this is a carbon copy of Charlotte, if I'm right. Almost
closer to Atlanta. Charlotte's turns are a little bit tighter.
Yeah, don't I know it. Although I've won more races at Charlotte than I have done any other race, so.
Oh, there you go.
Rookie Street Stocks.
Yeah. I was gonna say Street Stock.
Rookie Street Stocks. I've won a ton of races. I've won a few races at that track. My other race.
It's fun when you figure out the trick to qualifying.
My other race wins came in a DW12, believe it or not.
There you go.
See, that's why I have such affinity towards IndyCars.
I got a couple of race wins, well, class wins, not overall wins, in the Pontiac Solstice at Lime Rock a couple of weeks ago when they were there.
Oh yeah, the good old Solstice.
Hey, listen here, all right?
No, it's a good car. It's just not very fast.
Listen here.
It doesn't matter what car you compete in, as long as you win a race, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It's not the car, it's how you use it.
Sure.
Let's go with that.
We're going to get off that train right now.
Make sure it's not an Amtrak one because they will leave you behind.
Don't I know it? So who do we got left? One lap down. It looks like David Weaver, Wayne Fleet, and Keith Kellman.
Yeah.
believe, are the 3 that are still 1 lap down. It's 16, the 6, and the 07.
DB Bowman, I believe, has finished towing now. Is still in pit road with that severely damaged truck, so I'm guessing he might have already burned his fast repairers. We're still waiting for the lights to go off on the pace car. Rob Gall is your leader, Marty Raines in second, Carl Burke in third, Bob Beltrami in fourth, and Jeff Hollingsworth in P5. Bentley Glazer having a quiet race by his standards in P6. Seventh is Paul Hoffman, having a great run tonight. Same for Dennis Fusen, he's having a good run in P8. P9 is Charlie Woods, and Eric Woods in the top 10 as well, in that last spot in the top 10 in P10. Ray Fournier in 11th. Watch for this man back here in P12, Jeff Schmeier. He'll be looking to get that truck up into the top 10 again. And the same for Brian Barnes as well, who has burned his fast repair, I will add.
Yeah, as I would have imagined. Because now this is why this caution was so lucky for guys like Barnes and Schmeier, because now they get up around all of the lap cars instead of having to fight them. So they'll be able to take the fight to the drivers that actually mean something to them instead of guys who don't.
Well, everybody from Troy Campbell, everybody that's on the lead lap from Troy Campbell back to Barry Phil have all been down pit road during this caution, so they are all on fresh tyres. Rob Gall back to Eric Woods are all on 9 laps on their stint. Ray Fournier 10 laps on his stint, and Jeff Schmeier 8 laps on his stint. So,
but granted, those are probably about 3 or 4 laps in anger. So those tires are still essentially fresh.
Absolutely. So 15 laps to go here. We are going to be 14 laps to go when the lights go off the pace car. Oh my God. They usually have a truck. Why have they got a car this time? It confuses me.
If Bob doesn't get wrecked here and he's not annoyed, maybe you can go and ask him.
Nah, it's all right. I won't disturb him.
Maybe well, if he finishes top 3, we'll give you a shot.
Nah, I'm just being picky. As lights do go off on the pace car, we are almost ready to get going here. Rob Gall has led quite a number of laps now, but has Marty Ray right next to him, been very impressive in that SpaceX number 65. The JRM number 53 of Carl Burke and the Beltrami number 14, and don't get me wrong, that is an actual sponsor on his car. That is Beltrami on his truck.
There you go. Enough said. And before we do get this race back underway, DB Bowman has called it a night.
Yeah, that's not really surprising. He was in pit road for over 6 minutes, nearly 7 minutes before he did call it, so unfortunate for him there. Earl Weaver is now the last truck running. He's back there in P22, 2 laps down, so not really bad if you think about it. The last truck running now, 2 laps down in P22. Attrition's not really been a thing here tonight as they come out of turn 4. Pace car is off, and Rob Gall going to hold them down a tiny bit longer this time, but does get the truck going once again, and a bit of a wheel spin for Carl Burke. Not really going to get Marty Ray into turn 1 this time, or does he? He does actually. So Carl Burke up to second place, with Marty Ray going to try and come back at him on the exit of turn 2. It seems like the track evolution has come into play right here, Frank, as looks like turns 1 and 2 starting to work on the middle lane now.
Yeah, definitely, and unfortunately for guys like the 30 of Schmeier, he got caught up behind 2 guys, the 026 and the 85, that got bad restarts. And now he's leading that second group, trying to fight his way back up to the front.
Brian Barnes is amongst that group as well, right behind Troy Campbell, as he is up to P12 now. Sean Signore, 2 laps down. He's going to be sided. He's going to be going through that field like a hot knife through butter, I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure he's going to at least try. We saw we saw what happens. You know, we saw with the 87 and the 97. Just were not able to get up through the field as quickly and show how quick those cars were as compared to when they were up front.
Speaking of which, they are nose to tail right now. Hollingsworth trying to find a gap around everybody there. Beltrami seeing Hollingsworth coming, shuts the door in his face, and look at this, almost 3 wide, going through 3 and 4 right now, and this is a battle for the lead between now Marty Ray and Carl Burke at the front now. Looks like Gall is having problems, and the caution is out again, and it's Keith Kelman in trouble this time around, and that thrusters master number 07.
Thank you for giving me the number. He is around turn 4. And I don't think I'm going to be able to see this one.
Dustin Burns gets into his left rear quarter panel and just spins him around, and it looks like Wayne Fleet might have caught a piece of that as well. Not Wayne Fleet. Who was that? I think that was Barry Phil that might have caught a piece of it.
Sean Stignore has called it a night this time under his own accord.
Oh.
So after that caution came out, and by the way, remember how we made a joke that we're not going to hit that hour and 40-minute limit there?
Yeah, we're going to hit it, aren't we?
Yeah, we're 11 and a half minutes off of that, so this race might be going to time.
Yeah, I don't think they're even going to get green white checkers in time.
Yeah, no, that would be... This race would have to end at its official distance. I don't think they can go caution and green white checkered before this race hits time.
As we look at Marty Ray, great restart for him on that last run there, moving his way up to the point here, and I don't think, since we've started broadcasting this league, I don't think we've seen a Ford at the front yet, so this is a different dynamic. I don't think we've even seen a Toyota at the front, so that's definitely different.
I'm gonna leave the Ford jokes aside and just let you continue on.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway,
I don't know either.
Exactly. Leave it there. Carl Burke in second place in the JRM Chevrolet, right ahead of Bentley Glazer, who got a fantastic run that time around, getting around Rob Gall, who really fell backwards there through that last run and managed to stay just ahead of Jeff Hollingsworth when that caution came out. Bob Beltrami really struggling to keep Hollingsworth behind him, finally had to yield and let the 97 through before that caution flag flew. Hoffman still in P7, Fusen in P8 still, Schmeier up to P9 now, so he is making his way through the field slowly but surely.
This is a big restart for him. Going to be on the inside. He's going to be up with guys that have been at pace all night long. So this caution was a blessing for him as well.
Very much so, as he has got Fuson and Hoffman in front of him. Troy Campbell occupying the last spot in the top 10, just ahead of Eric Woods. Barry Phil in P12. Phil actually carrying some damage. He was caught up in that incident between Keith Kelman and Dustin Burns, and you can see that the right quarter panel, the right front quarter panel is completely bent in there. I don't know if you can see that, Frank.
I cannot.
Okay. I can.
I'm looking at the time here. Is what if a caution comes out, this race is essentially over. Because with the way iRacing sets up its hosted lobbies like this, it's 134 laps or 140 minutes in this case. Whichever one you get to first is what's going to decide the race.
Yeah.
And I would hope that we're going to be coming to one to go here. If not, that's going to put the end of this race in a little bit of jeopardy here.
Pretty much, as they come across the line, the lights are staying on the pace car, so
yeah.
It's making things a bit difficult here, as we are cutting close on time here.
And it takes about a minute or so, a minute and 10 seconds to get around. Oh, sorry, a minute 36 seconds. I was a little off on that. A minute 36 seconds to get around here on a pace lap, and now we got to do 2 more of these. So that's, God, quick math. That's like 3 minutes and 12 seconds, I think.
I don't know.
That's gonna put us. That's gonna put us right at 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, quick math was never my forte, so I don't know. We're on lap 120.
A longer, quick or short.
So 7 laps to go, 6 laps to go when we go back to the line. So this will be a shootout of sorts. However, like you said, if there is a caution, might end things here, as we are going to have a very close battle for the race win here, as Marty Ray, and I will admit, going into this race, I did not think Marty Ray would be leading this thing this close to the finish. That's no disrespect towards Marty, by the way.
That, and it's also, this is our 3rd week broadcasting this league. For mine, it's my 2nd since I missed last week. So we're still learning these guys. We're still learning and seeing who's going to be up front every single week. And unfortunately, Marty hasn't shown over these last couple of weeks that he would be up front. But hey, mile and a half could be his thing.
Yeah, I mean, people. I know. Speaking from my own experience, I always struggle on short tracks. I'm never able to get used to them at all. And
find your rhythm and put yourself in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, pretty obvious by the fact that I won all of my street stock races at Charlotte and never at USA International.
I won a couple at USA.
I mean, each to their own.
Yeah, well,
Some people have it, some people don't. I'm more of a I'm more of a road course kind of guy anyway, so.
I like to think I am, but my performance will say otherwise.
Well, I've only got 5 wins on road courses compared to my 13 on ovals, but that's just me. Anyway, no, 12 on ovals. 13? I don't know.
Figure it out later.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later. As they come out of turn 4, pace car is off into pit road as Marty Ray has control of the field. How long is he going to hold them down for as he gets ready to get us going? And people are getting stacked up at the back there.
They're gonna wreck again here. The caution's gonna come out.
And it doesn't. The caution does not come out.
6 spinning through the grass.
That's Wayne Fleet having problems, and he's going to get a penalty for that one as well, unfortunately. The 46 of Earl Weaver involved in that as well. It's just a lot of people being very impatient on that restart.
Yeah, they weren't expecting Ray to hold them as long as they did, and they just went.
Yeah.
Look who's up here fighting for 2nd spot. Remember, we were talking about him having a major issue earlier. It's Bentley Glazer up to the outside fighting for the lead.
Yeah, Glazer up into 2nd place now, and will look to the outside of Marty Ray as they come out of turn 2. Here we go, drag race towards turn 3 as we 3 laps to go. Going to be 2 laps to go once we go to the line. They're going to come up to the back of Wayne Fleet now. Fleet's going to hold up Marty Ray.
There's a 3. There's 3 records.
Oh, big incident there, and Keith Vaughan, not Keith Vaughan, that is Paul Hoffman. Big wreck for him. And we are going to go to green white checkers here, or are we going to run out of time?
Net code.
Oh no.
It was net code with him in the 41. The 41 never touched him.
Oh, and Brian Barnes getting into that as well.
He caught a little bit of it, but that's 100% net code. The 41 never touched him. Like you could have fit a city bus in between those two.
Marty Ray, very, very lucky to have that caution come out, because Wayne Fleet really held him up there, and Glazer was primed to take that lead away from him.
And Glazer also had a major issue with that as well, because Carl Burke ended up getting around him. And now we're really going to put the time to the test here, because this would be green white checker territory It's the first of 3 attempts at a green-white checker, but we've got 3 minutes, which is just 2 pace laps.
Yeah. So they need to kind of hurry up with this caution. Nobody down pit road. Everybody has to stay out on track pretty much, and it's not the case.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. This race is over because this is not the one to go, and then they have to get around on the one to go. So if the race does end at the hour 40 mark, the way we're assuming it is, this race is over right now.
If that is the case, then Marty Ray will pick up the race victory here as that is the 07 of Keith Kelman getting away around there and putting himself back on the lead lap. Unfortunately, it's going to be too little too late for Kelman, as Brian Barnes is still in pit road, Paul Hoffman's still in pit road, both of them getting considerable amount of damage from that wreck that happened right there. The 41 of Troy Campbell moving on to P8 through all that as well, even though he was involved in that little netcode incident. And Jeff Schmeier moving up to P7 after all that as well. So if we do not go back to green, then Schmeier might feel like it was an opportunity lost for himself.
Now again, we're not sure because this is honest. I don't know if you have come up against a race session time limit like this. This is my first time coming up on a session time limit. So I don't know if this is going to be the case to where it does end at an hour 40. So this is speculation, but I'm assuming it's you go to the lap limit of the race, which has now been extended to 136 at least, or you go to the time limit, and whichever one comes up first, just the way you would in Formula One. And if that's the case, this is the last lap.
Yeah, 57 seconds left in the session. So we don't really know what's going on here. We'll find out in due course if it hits the 1 minute 40 mark, 1 hour 40 mark. Then we might see the end of this race under caution. And we'll get confirmation of that in just a few mere seconds, actually, as the timer actually went up again.
Got 20 seconds left on the timer.
Yeah.
Again, this is the same thing in Formula One. It's in F1, it's the laps limit or 2 hours, whichever one comes first. We're inside 3, 2, 1, and there's the time limit.
I'm guessing we're carrying on.
Unless that would be answered when they hit the line, I think. I can tell you in the results page, it just erased all of the practice and qualifying times.
Oh.
So I have just the race times. Oh, well, never mind. I got it back.
So lights are still staying on the pace car here. We are probably going to see this one out as we are over the 1 hour 40 mark in the race session. I wonder if it automatically just goes over because of the green-white checkers, maybe.
I guess. But then again, it is also, it's showing the race time at 1 hour 41 minutes now, but showing Marty Ray's race time at an hour 36. So, again, this is completely new territory. Again, I don't know if you've been up to this. If you've had this issue or not. Yeah, so this is completely new territory for us.
I've been a member of iRacing since 2012, and I've still never seen this. I've been on this service for 8 years, and I've never seen this.
Yeah, it's usually because you get into an official race, and it gives you 70 laps of a 5-hour time limit.
Right.
So it's never. This doesn't become a situation. Lights, I'm assuming, are going out now. Yep, there they go.
Guess what? I wasn't even live. Anyway, lights are off on the pace car. We're ready to go in for the first round of green-white checkers here. So we will be finishing this one under green flag, whether we're over the time limit or not. It seems.
First of 3 green-white checkered attempts.
Yeah.
And once Marty Ray hits the line this time, he will be at that 1 hour, 40-minute total race time. So maybe that might be it.
Look for Jeff Hollingsworth and Bentley Glazer on that inside line. Look for Jeff Schmeier on the outside line in P7. Those 3 are going to be going like bats out of hell once this restart goes, as we see Brian Barnes rejoining the back of the field here. 1 lap down. Oh no, he's the last
driver. Those guys are all line astern on the inside line. All the guys you mentioned, Glazer, Hollingsworth, and Schmeier, all line astern on the inside.
Yes.
2, 3, and 4.
So here we go. Through turns 3 and 4. Frank, get us restarted here.
First attempt at the green-white checkered. Marty Ray, Carl Burke leading them down. How long will Ray hold them this time? Better start, and there they go. Glazer got a great jump and is going to possibly clear Burke going into the first dog leg, and he does. Oh, they're wrecking behind. Wrecking behind at the start line.
And that's going to bring out the caution again, I believe.
Oh, we're still green.
And that's Keith Vaughan involved in that one. He's going to roll it back onto the infield here, and we will get the white flag.
Glazer's looking on that outside. Ray is going to try to hold that inside for everything he's worth as Beltrami slides into P4.
Yeah, as Carl Burke going to slide it down into the inside there of Glazer.
Beltrami, there's something wrong with Beltrami. I think the race is over.
It is over, and
it was the time limit.
Yeah, so that is going to be it for the race here right now, and the time limit really confusing things here at Texas.
Wait a minute, is it over? Because there are some guys still trying to fight this out.
No, race is definitely over.
Okay, so then it's the race time limit. Yeah, and once they crossed the line, that was Marty Ray had hit a 1 hour, 40 minutes. Once they hit the line, so Marty Ray, by virtue of time limit, is the winner.
Yeah, Marty Ray, fantastic run for him tonight. Claims victory here tonight at Texas. And that will give him a lot of confidence going into the next race at Iowa in a week's time.
Bizarre night.
Yeah.
Just a bizarre night.
How bizarre, dude. I don't want to get copyright. Anyway. So while we're waiting for the drivers to come into the voice chat here on Discord, very, very unusual race here. Going to the time limit and having the time run out literally as the white flag was coming out. Went straight to checker flag almost immediately as the white flag came out to finish the overtime. And it's I don't know how this is.
So now we know. Just in case this happens again, it's by race time, not the time that's on the iRacing menu.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is going to be about 4 minutes off.
Pretty much.
So there you go.
Yeah,
we learned a thing.
That's it. As Marty Ray bringing home the race win. Bentley Glazer in second. Carl Burke will get the last spot on the podium. Bob Beltrami in P4. Rob Gall in P5. Jeff Hollingsworth falling to P6 at the end there. Unfortunate for him. Jeff Schmeier settling for P7. 8th will go to Troy Campbell. 9th going to Dennis Fusen. And 10th going to Eric Woods. As joining Frank in the booth now will be the man that finished in 3rd place. That will be Mr. Carl Burke.
Carl Burke, Frank Marchese at ESPN. You got us?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a little bit of a crazy restart there on that last bit. Just what happened from your point of view on that restart, the final one?
The time ran out on the server, so it gave us a checkered after one lap. We should have won another one.
Okay. You had a quick car, a solid run for you. You hit the wall early in the race on the back straightaway and kind of fell back. After you hit the wall, was that a plan for you to just kind of fall back and ride, or were you still trying to push it?
No, I was riding most of the race, actually. I didn't really get with it until they're right at the end.
Going to Iowa next week. What are you? How do you feel about Iowa? Are you comfortable with Iowa? Is that a track you feel as though you'll be pretty good at?
Yeah, I'll probably be pretty good speed-wise, but the question will be if I can keep the tires on the thing.
And that's the question for a lot of these. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you
go? Just my teammates, Team Atlas Outlaws, and you guys for broadcasting this stuff. You do a great job at ESPN. We appreciate it.
All right, Carl Burke, thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
So Carl Burt joining us in the booth there for his interview. We're still waiting for Bentley Glazer and Marty Ray to join us in Discord. Nothing happening right now. Don't really know what's going on, as I'm gonna shout them out right now.
An entertaining night here.
Yeah, very entertaining.
Just through and through. I mean, we had that long green flag run to start the race. I think it was like an 68 lap run.
Yeah.
To start the race, and then
just went downhill from there.
As you would almost expect.
As Marty Ray just joined Discord there, we're going to have him in the booth in just a second. We're just waiting for Bentley Glazer to join us on Discord as well, and I'm pretty sure he'll be along very soon. We spoke to him last night on TeamSpeak, so not sure if he has Discord, but we'll find out in just a second.
A little bit different
with Marty Ray. And Marty Ray, the race winner. Frank, I think you found him right there, have you?
I think I have. I don't think he's got us. I think he's got his mic muted right now.
Maybe.
There we go. Let's try it. Marty Ray, Frank Marchese, ESPN. You got me?
I hear you, but I hear a lot of back talk too. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. All right. You got I don't know if you want to say saved by the bell, but certainly would have been an entertaining, close race. A stressful one for you if Bentley was given one more lap.
Yeah. I couldn't believe that last caution. I don't even know if they're hearing me.
No,
yep, I got you.
We can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can hear you fine, Marty.
Okay. Yeah, I just hear another conversation happening.
All right, that's definitely not us then. We're the only ones in the booth.
The technical issues sometimes that come with doing this.
Yeah, and
you may be in a TeamSpeak, possibly.
Okay.
All right, so let's re-rack and try this again. Given one more lap, Bentley was definitely going to be on you. Did you think you had enough to be able to hold off the 87 tonight?
I got you.
Yeah, we can hear you, bud. I think we're
hear like a recording.
Yeah, we're just trying to get the technical issues fixed there for Marty Ray while he sorts out the other voices.
It's weird. I'm hearing like
What's this here video?
how about right now?
Yeah, we can hear you fine, Marty.
Oh,
I don't know if you can hear us or not. And still waiting.
playing back what I already said.
All right, okay. Have you got us now, Marty? Yeah, or
Do I have what?
have you got us now? Yeah.
I do. Now it
Yeah.
sounds like I'm real time with you guys. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Carry on, Frank.
All right, so let's third time lucky. Do you think you would have had enough to hold Bentley off going into that final lap if the time limit hadn't have been an issue?
No, I think I had already run my tires down pretty close. Yeah, I'm just hearing a recording of myself. Sorry, guys, it's not working for me.
It's all right, but anyone you want to thank before we let you go and celebrate the win?
Thanks, guys, and I want to thank Paul Baltremi for putting this on for us. They put a lot of work into this, and it's a pleasure working racing with all these guys. A lot of great racers, and a great league to be part of.
All right, thank you very much, Marty. Go on and celebrate. We won't put you through this anymore.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You too, bud.
So that was Marty Ray having a few issues there. Still no sign of Bentley Glazer, unfortunately. Not going to be able to get an interview with him, unfortunately. But Frank, despite the time limit running out there, we just mentioned there before we found Marty. Very entertaining race on the whole, though.
Yeah, it's the bizarre races always seem to be the most fun, and this one started out very mundane. And go figure, I make the comment early that we're not going to hit the hour and 40-minute time limit, and that turns out to be a key role in the finish of this race. So this just a bizarre, fun, bizarre night.
Yeah, and that's putting it pretty mildly there, as it was a lot of fun out there. And this 3 weeks in a row, we've had a lot of fun with these guys out on track. Obviously, you weren't there for the second week, but since we started broadcasting the Western States Racing League, we have had a lot of fun with these guys and definitely put on a great show again here tonight. Well, let's go straight to the results for tonight's race as we are getting ready to get out of here tonight, as I'm just gonna get rid of that and bring up the running order for you now. So big victory there for Marty Ray when the time limit ran out, and he just holds off Bentley Glazer by 58 1,000ths of a second. Very close finish there at the end. Carl Burke coming home in third. Bob Beltrami, I think that's how they said his name. Bob Beltrami coming home in fourth, and Rob Gall rounding out the top five. Sixth going to Jeff Hollingsworth. Seventh going to Jeff Schmeier on his birthday. Big happy birthday to him. Eighth going to Troy Campbell. Ninth to Dennis Fuson. Great finish for him. And Eric Woods rounding out your top 10 here, Frank.
Coming home in 11th from a 25th place starting spot, Ray Fournier in the 026. So a fantastic night for him. David Weaver coming home in 12th. Charlie Woods coming home in P13. 14th after that big wreck that brought out the final caution, Paul Hoffman. Brian Barnes coming home in 15th. Barry Phil coming home in 16th position. Last car on the lead lap, Keith Kellman in the 07 comes home in 17th. Wayne Fleet coming home in 18th was the only car one lap down. Keith Vaughn, Dustin Burns, and Earl Weaver coming home 19th, 20th, and 21st. Those guys were 2 laps down. Sean Signore, we saw him lag out from the lead. Came back with 2 laps down, and then a late race caution. He pulled it off and said, "We're done for the evening." He'll finish in 22nd. DB Bowman had multiple issues tonight, coming home in 23rd. Brandon Sauls calling it quits early, coming home in 24th, 25th. Stephen Monich, Dan Stussy coming home in 26th, and then Wayne Hutchinson did not make grid.
So that is going to do it for us here tonight here on ESPN. Another great race with the Western States Racing League. Just a quick update on the schedule for this coming week. Tomorrow we are back with Top Fuel Racing as they head to Gateway for the next round of this, for round 5 of their season. You can join there, Tony Trapasso and first and foremost Frank Marchese in the booth for that one. Thursday we are back with the Die Hard Racing League. Friday we have iRacing E-Series and the new Stars League. You can join Tony Trapasso in the booth for that one. Saturday we have NASCAR, and then Sunday we have a new Dirt League coming to your screens on that night. But for now, that is going to do it for us here on ESPN. Another great race here from Texas and with the WSRL. All that's left for me to say right now is keep it clean, keep it green. And from myself, Sam Cubani, and from Marchese, we will see you again tomorrow night live from Gateway. Have a good night.